Hi everyone, notes 3.9 are on finding initial values. And if you notice, the directions tell us to use the rate of change to find the initial value for each example below. So we need to figure out what that initial value is by using our rate of change. So if you notice here, we are told that the cost right here from 12 to 34, the cost is going up by 12. So we can find the rise by seeing how much it's going up by from 22 to 34. And this is going up by 12. How do I know it's going up by 12? I just do 34 minus 22 and I get 12. From 34 to 46, this is also going up by 12. And from 46 to 58, it's also going up by 12. Heads up, the rate of change is not equal to 12 because this is not going up by ones. This is actually going up by fours. So from 4 to 8, it's going up by 4. From 8 to 12, it's going up by 4. And I apologize, this should say 16. From 12 to 16, this is also going up by 4. So on that note, even though our rate of change is not 12, our rate of change is actually 12 over 4, $12 over 4 hours, which is $3 per hour. How did I get that? I did rise over run. But regardless, I don't really have to do the actual rise over run for this because the initial value will always happen when x equals 0. So I'm just going to work backwards to figure out what happens when x is 0. So I'm going to subtract 4 from this 4 right here, and that brings me to the 0 that I'm looking for. So I know that at 0 hours, it's 4 less than this 4 that we have here. Well, if this is going up by 12 every time, same thing, I can work backwards and subtract 12. And when I subtract 12, I end up getting 10. So we know that at 0 hours, we will be paying $10. So our initial value here is $10. Okay, now in our next example, things are a little bit trickier because if you notice here, so here we're going up by 3, then by 4, then by 3. So what I want to do is I want to find the rate of change by doing the rise over the run. So let's go ahead and find the rise right here. And I will color code this so we can see the difference between the two. So this rise right here, this went up from 74 to 117.50, so $117.50. So I'm going to figure out what this is by subtracting. So when I subtract 74 from 117.50, I end up getting $43.50. See here, we get $43.50. So here we know that our rise is $43.50 and its corresponding run is this 3 months right here. So let's go ahead and divide those two values and see what we end up getting. And I get $14.50. So here we know our rate of change is $14.50 per month. Now let's just confirm that this really is $14.50 per month. So let's do the rate of change one more time. So to go from 117.50 to 175.50, let's figure out how much this increased by. So we would have to subtract these two values, and I end up getting $58. So we know this is $58 right here. So our rise right here would be $58, and the corresponding run to that $58 is this 4 months that we have here. And I still get $14.50. So we still get the same answer, $14.50 per month. And same thing here, when we do this rise right here, we'll see that we'll get $43.50 over 3. So it turns into this type of a problem here. So we know for sure that our rate of change is $14.50. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to recreate my table right here. And I know that for 2 months, I'm going to pay $74. But since this is going up right here by $14.50 per month, I can work backwards. So if it's 1 less month, I can subtract $14.50. And I end up getting $59.50. So we know that 1 month will cost $59.50, but I need to work backwards until I get to 0 months. So subtract another one. Here, I would subtract an extra $14.50 right here. So when I do this subtraction, I would end up getting $45. So therefore, we can say that the initial value is for sure $45. All right, now in our last example, we want to do the same thing. We still want to find our rate of change. So to find our rate of change, we're going to still do the rise over the run. So here I can see I'm going to start here and I'm going to end here. And so to find the rise, I would do 1830 minus 1550, which gives me $280. So here I will say that my rise is $280. And now for my run, it went from 50 students to 60 students, so that went up by 10 students. So when I divide 280 by 10, I get $28 per student. And I apologize, I need to write students here. So we know our rate of change is $28 per student. Now, if I want to work backwards, now if I were to do the rise over the run for this right here, I would end up getting the same rate, this $28 per student, okay? So I'm not going to do that all over again. But if I wanted to work backwards right here, I would start with 50 and then I'd have 1,550. But here's the thing, I don't want to have to work backwards 50 times. Or even here, I know that if this goes up by 10, this will go up by 280. So I could like go down by 10s. But I even don't want to do that because that's just a lot of work. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about this question right here. And that question that I would ask myself is how much would we pay for 50 students if there wasn't an initial fee? This $15.50 here tells us how much we would pay if there was an initial fee, but I want to know how much it would be if there wasn't one. Well, if it's $28 per student and there are 50 students, then I would multiply 28 by 50, and when I do that, I end up getting $1,400. But we do know that with the initial fee, we are paying $1,550. So without, it's $1,400, with it's $1,550. So all I have to do is take $1,550, subtract $1,400, and I get $150. And this right here tells me my initial value. In this example, we're told that to ride a taxi, it costs $1.30 per kilometer plus an initial fee. A taxi ride that's 8 kilometers long charges $17.90. What is the initial fee? So the first thing I need to know is how much would 8 kilometers cost without the initial fee? Well, 8 kilometers is being charged at a rate of $1.30 per kilometer. So I'd multiply 8 by $1.30. And when I multiply those two values together, I end up getting $10.40. But we know that with the initial fee, we'll be paying $17.90. For those 8 kilometers. So I would take that $17.90, subtract the $10.40, and here when I do that subtraction, I would end up getting $7.50. So this extra money that we are paying that is added on to that $10.40 to get to that $17.90 is our initial fee. All right, one last example. A balloon is descending at a rate of 0.4 meters per second. So it's really important that we know that it is descending and the rate is 0.4 meters per second. So if after 3 seconds the height of the balloon is 5.8 meters, what is the initial height of the balloon? So same type of question that I'm going to ask myself. How far did the balloon descend after 3 seconds without the initial height? Well, if we know that it is descending at a rate of 0.4 meters per second for 3 seconds, we can multiply those two numbers together. And when we multiply them, we get 1.2 meters. And this is 1.2 meters descended, so it went down by 1.2 meters. Now we just want to figure out what's missing. Well, we know that after 3 seconds, the height of the balloon is actually 5.8 meters, but our balloon started at a certain height right here, and it went down by 1.2 meters, and now this height off the ground is 5.8 meters. So what is the initial value? Well, it's this 5.8 plus this 1.2. So I will go ahead and add these two numbers together and I get 7.0 meters. This right here is 7 meters, which tells us that the initial height was 7 meters. And that's it for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in class. Bye.